Alright you guys, Rob's Backyard RC. So I was doing some research online to see if I could find very many videos on how to change the pinion on the Mojave. It's a lot like the Creighton and a lot of the other cars, but you have more room to slide this motor out once you take these top screws out. On here, you don't have enough room to get it to come out and all this nonsense. And then there's not a slot right here to get to it. So you got to pull this panel off. So you pull these, I would pull this pin just to lift that up out of your way, and then you pull these two bolts out of the top, and then I pulled this out right here, and then from there I'm going to flip the car over, and then I'm just going to take the bolts off of this one side to remove this panel, so that way I can slide this out, get access, get my new one on, get my C-clip on here, because I think the stock current one flew off, so because there's not one on it now. So we're going to put another one of those on. I know you guys can't see them there, but I'll get some more lighting when we get to that part. I just wanted to tell you where I got so far before I got any further, so that way you know, it wasn't lost. Alright, so we'll get back at it in just a second. Alright, we got it flipped over. We're going to remove these screws just right on this edge right here, and then this plastic thing should come right out of our way, and then the motor will slide out. We'll be good to go. Alright, so I'm going to do that real fast. Alright, as you can see, I removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just along the edge, and it seemed like it wasn't going to come, and then it came and all this dirt fell out. So I think that's why it was kind of holding on there. So if you go moving it and you're like, yes, I don't know, I think it's just going to be a bunch of dirt hanging on to it. Alright, anyways, now we can flip it over, slide the motor out. I mean, it probably will come out right now. I probably don't even have to flip it over. Of course, by luck, the car is coming towards me. There we go. See? There, we got it out. Now we'll just set it right there. Our cord to our new fan is kind of in the way. And then we'll change this pinion out on it for the 20 tooth that comes with it. And, oh, it does have the C-clip still, so I was wrong. Awesome. But we'll make sure that goes back on with the new one. So I'm gonna clean up all this nonsense real fast, so my wife doesn't wake up and get mad at me, and then I will get onto this. All right. All right. So motor out. 16 tooth stock off. Right there. If my phone would ever focus on it. I don't know. My camera's been sucking lately. Anyways, and then the 20 tooth is now on. And then I put Loctite on my grub screw, set screw, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to let that dry before I try to run this. And then when I go to slide this motor back in, these two top bolts also should be Loctited back in when you tighten them down. Otherwise, you're going to risk them flying apart and all that nonsense. I did, however, end up losing that little ring. When it came off, that sucker disappeared. So luckily for me, I have a whole big old giant box of these snap rings that I got off Amazon for like $6. It's come very in handy in this hobby for sure. Anyways, I am gonna slide this back in the car and get going at putting it back together. Alright, so I will keep coming back in and showing you as I get it back together. Alright, so we've got our two top bolts in, Loctited down. Our pinion just has just a little bit of ticky, not too much, not too little, that's for sure. And definitely not too much, so that's all set. Our wires go back together, all color coded, nice and pretty. And then now we just slide on the side of the car, which I have over there, and then put those bolts that we pulled out of the bottom back in. And then we could flip this thing down, put our pin back in, and put the ESC on and off switch back on, and that's all it takes to change the pinion on a Mojave V2. Thanks for watching. I'll make sure that I show it all together. And then I'm going to make a video in the morning. Alright, so this just slides right on in. No problem. Nice and easy. It wasn't hard. The only reason why I think it was hard to get out is because all those rocks and stuff were all trapped in there. But once I cleaned that up, it just slid right in. Now I'm going to flip it over and put the other screw, the 5 screws I believe it was, back into that part, okay? Alright, screws are all in. It's nice and tight, just like it was before. Alright, then I just got to flip it over, put in the pin and the ESC button screw, and then we're done. Alright guys, it's all done. And it's nice and tight, and then it'll set until tomorrow after I get back from taking my daughter to school. And then, well, I'll probably have to wait a little bit for traffic to die down, and then we'll see how fast this thing goes. I'll make sure I put my GPS on the charger in the morning before we take off, so that thing's charged. Anyway, so as long as everything goes right, we'll make a speed run video on the Mojave 2 with the, dang, I'm already balding this one tire. I should probably rotate these guys. With the Mojave 2 on a 20-tooth. Wow. Getting off the topic. Anyways, started staring at tires. They just cost so much, so it's like, man. Anyways, you guys have yourself a good night, and we will definitely try to see how fast this bad boy goes tomorrow on the 22. Arrma Mojave V2.